Hey Coach, so excited you found us on YouTube. If you are new to the channel, my name is Coach Sam. I have been a coach for 6 years, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and we'll see you in just a moment. Hey Coach, Coach Sam here from Underdog Hoops. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about faith and John Wooden's Pyramid of Success. And we will get started right now. Let me just share my screen. All right, so faith. So, most of us think faith as, a religion, religious belief, you know, being faithful um, to your religion, being faithful to others, um, anything like that. So, faith, the definition for John Wooden is through prayer. And I believe that we must have faith that things are going to turn out as they should. So, you know, what he means by this is that everything is going to turn out the way it should in, your life. Everything turns out to either be a benefit or a non-benefit, and this can either, it's all about choices that you make. It's all about the avenues that you take on your road. And then the dictionary definition is complete trust in or confidence in someone or something. So very, very good definition. Having trust and confidence in someone. That could be, a husband, a wife, or, something. So you have a strong faith in your Christian belief or your Catholic belief, that kind of thing. So before we continue, though, we're going to be talking about the Underdog Hoops 30 game stat book. I use it every game. I take it and I use it to keep stats. It is the best thing that I've found that works. It has 30 games and it has 12 players, so you can add 12 players to your roster. I also have a 30, it's also 30 games. It's the 15 player stat book. Those are both available on Amazon, and you can just type in Underdog Hoops in the search bar, and you can look those up. If you use the link below, I do get an affiliate commission, a small commission. Um, yeah, and then the quote of the day by John Wooden. Um, he basically, has a lot of good quotes that I like, and we'll be talking about some of them. So you can live perfect. I'll start over. Okay, you can live a perfect day without doing something for someone who will never be able to repay you. So I think of this as a coach. Your players will probably never be able to repay or repay their gratitude towards you, and that's okay. We don't get into coaching for that. That's not to say that we don't recognize that, but it's just something that we need to keep in mind. And then you can let praise or criticism get to you. It is weakness to get caught up in either one. So praise or criticism. Honestly, you know, I I try to keep it even keel with my players, and I try to give them as much praise as I do criticism. So if it might be like a lot of criticism one day, but then a lot of praise the next day because he's doing well. But I think it's a balanced approach. You have to approach it as you're gonna, um, you know, make the decisions balanced and try to make it as fair as possible. But we all, we try to make it fair. Um, and the last one is you are not a failure until you start blaming others for your mistakes. So I've had the issue of having this in my program, in my team. Um, we had a player that would blame others. We had one or two that would blame others in the last few years. That wouldn't, it wouldn't be, um, it wouldn't be their fault. Like the person blamed the other person for not catching the ball when he actually made the bad pass or stuff like that. So you'll never get better uh, by blaming other people for your issues. And then John Wooden on faith. So he talks about through prayer. And then in the book, he talks about his private and public life. So what he did in his private life, he was a man of God. And then in his public life, he did not bring up faith that much. He was intent on putting his Bible on his desk at work just to make sure that he and if anyone asked him, he would be open to it. But if he felt that leading by example was the best approach to um, coaching and living in as a man of God. So faith as a player. Well, most teens don't have a lot of experience with religion. Some may have grown up in the church, or they haven't, but they want to, or stuff like that. And if but it is very necessary, I think. They have a lot of FCA programs now at schools, in public schools as well. I've been a part of a few of them. And then, you know, it is not the norm. It's not a normal thing to have a faith. At least now, we see that. Um, but it's something that I believe is a necessary thing. Maybe you don't talk about it, that's fine. If you're you know, but I think it is a necessary thing. And then as a coach, um, your through prayer, if religious, that's what I would say is you want to keep an eye out for your players. You want to maybe if they're in a struggling situation like your players are, then you just pray for them and whatever on your free time, and that is a good way to look at it. And then you can live that public private life where you go to church on Sunday, or and then you have your where you don't bring up religion at public schools, which I'm for or against. I don't. You can't really tell. Um, but you never, or I never have talked about it um, as a coach. But I just, I feel like leading by example, that's the best approach to coaching in today's society, in today's world, because that, they're like, oh wow, maybe you'll get some good praise, maybe you'll get some criticism because you're not yelling, or you're not yelling enough. That that too could be an issue where, you have parents that are like, well, why are you just standing there? And, it's because, most times, most coaches have this figured out before, they're game planning. But that's, a power of faith, and, understanding that there's other meanings of faith. So faithful, you're being faithful to someone or something. You're being faithful to your team. That's also something that we look towards. We are being faithful to our group. We are not going to leave our group. And then coming up, we're going to be talking about patience. And in the conclusion, we're going to be going over the whole thing. So it's going to just kind of bring it all together. So stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, you can go ahead and subscribe and like the video. And we will see you guys on the next video.